Hello, Oldies Unlimited fans. This is Terry Williams from RubbingSalt.com, bringing you a recorded interview conducted by DJ Arnie Amber on February 20th, 2016 at the WMBS 590 AM radio station, Uniontown, Pennsylvania. On the phone with Arnie is Ladd Vance. Ladd was born and raised on the East Coast of the United States July 2nd to Kenny and Marilyn Vance, who are both professionally accomplished in the music and movie industries. Ladd is following in his father's footsteps, keeping doo-wop alive and well. His father, Kenny, is an American singer, songwriter, and music producer who was the original founding member of Jay and the Americans in the 1960s. In the 1990s, Kenny formed the neo-doo-wop group Kenny and the Plantones. Ladd has recorded duets with his father on 2 albums, Oceans of Time and Mr. Santa. Ladd also sang in an Everly Brothers tribute duo called the Beverly Brothers. After moving to the West Coast, Ladd wanted to continue singing the music he grew up with and loved. Ladd sings as a solo artist and also with Marv Rosenberg's Safaris. Marv is an original founding member of the Safaris and also wrote their big hit Image of a Girl. When the Safaris perform, Ladd sings lead vocals for the group. Ladd is blessed with a natural voice, knowledge of music, and an energetic stage presence. If you have an opportunity to see Ladd perform in person, it is an event you won't want to miss. All references to future dates in this interview will take place in 2016. You can like and share us on Facebook under Oldies Unlimited or subscribe to our YouTube channel. We hope you enjoy listening to this interview. So, without further ado, DJ Arnie Amber and Ladd Vance.
And we do have a special guest, Mr. Ladd Vance.
Hey, Arnie, how you doing?
Real good. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Okay, before we go anywhere, 2 things we have to get taken care of. First of all, and most important, congratulations on upcoming fatherhood.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we're 6 months pregnant.
Well,
exciting.
It will change your life immensely. Greatest thing in the world.
Thank you. My wife's listening right now, so I just wanted her to know I love her and can't wait.
Well, we are glad to hear that, and I would be remiss if I didn't ask how your dad was getting along. I heard an interview with him recently with Bruce Morrow, and sounds like he's doing a whole lot better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he's feeling great. I spoke to him I'm feeling so much better, I got to tell you. And, I know he's been singing on the couch, and I know he's been rehearsing a little bit, and I know he's working on a new CD, so, just let's keep our fingers crossed. The performing thing is something I know he wants to do, and again, of course, he's amazing. I'm his biggest fan, so I miss him more than anybody.
Well, he is definitely missed in the Pittsburgh area. He has taken Pittsburgh by a storm, and he's very beloved here.
Oh, I appreciate it. It definitely creates, an opportunity for me to come out there. I get to see all his fans, and I was there in Pittsburgh and Denver, and it was just overwhelming. To be completely honest with you, it was very overwhelming, and it was it made me feel just the love that Pittsburgh has for my dad. So I just want all the Kenny Vance fans to know how much he appreciates it, and I appreciate it so much as well.
Okay, you are going to be in Greensburg on March 12th, along with Lou Christie and Barbara Harris's Toys. How did that happen to come about?
There's a guy named Eddie Collins who's friends with
Pat the Caesar.
Barry. Yeah, if he's promoting the show, I mean, he's an icon out there. The guy, I guess he's been promoting since the Beatles in 1964, but he's a huge promoter there. And I was contacted to be in the show, and I said, of course, I'd love to come to Greensburg and be in that show. And Lou Christie, everyone knows. Lightning striking again.
Lou had a birthday yesterday, in fact, 73 years old, I believe.
Oh, wow. Well, I never met him in person. My dad told me he's a great guy. He's worked with him a bunch, and that he's super talented, so I can't wait.
Have you ever worked with the Toys before, Barbara Harris?
No, I never have. I never have. So it's exciting to get to sing with those 2, legends in rock and roll,
Well, there's a third one also, because Margaret Ross, who sang with the Cookies, is usually part of the Toys. So you will get a chance to sing with her also.
Oh, that's fantastic. I have, just so you know, also another piece of rock and roll history. I got the L Rays, a local Pittsburgh group. They're singing with me. They're going to do all my background singing, and they opened for the Rolling Stones back in 1964, and the guys singing with me are going to be J.D. Merkel and Paul Durham and Stan Bogdan. And Stan is the original member of that group, and actually performed with the Rolling Stones back in the day. So they back me up. They're incredible. And so if anyone knows of the L Rays, I mean, they're going to be with me. So I'd love for anyone in the Pittsburgh area that loves them to also come out, because they're going to be on stage as well.
Well, didn't they open up for you at the Richard Nader Christmas show this year in Pittsburgh?
Yeah. The way I met them, I'm friends with a guy named Charlie DeComo. I actually used to sing with him. He's in a group. He used to be in a group called the Encounters. He sings with a group called the Dukes of Doo-Wop. I have a member named Jan. His name Jan. I think it's Hannah, and he is formerly a member of Deke and the Blazers. Anyway, they're both in the Dukes of Doo-Wop, and they also have something to do with the Doo-Wop Hall of Fame out here. So I contacted Charlie, and he said, get on the phone with Jan. Jan knows these great guys in Pittsburgh. Next thing you know, I'm on the phone with these guys. I gave them my set list. I showed up. My flight was late. We got there. These guys waited for me in the lobby. I must have arrived at 10 p.m. We rehearsed for an hour or 2 hours. By midnight, we had it down. And then they killed it. And so I actually have them. I'm flying them to Florida to perform with me. Actually, the 17th, 18th, and 19th. I'm going to be in Fort Pierce. I'm going to be in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm also going to be in Clearwater. 3 different shows for Deborah Nader. She's having me in her awesome shows there. So I'm going to be in Florida like the following weekend.
Well,
so I got 4 shows coming up. I'm super excited about it, and I'm actually bringing out the guys from Pittsburgh. I'm flying them out. They're going to be singing with me in those shows as well, because they're unbelievable. So if anyone's never caught them while they're performing there in Pittsburgh, you should definitely check them out. The L Rays, check them out. They're online. They're on Facebook.
Okay, now are you still singing with the Safaris?
Yeah. I sing with Marv Rosenberg. He's the founding member of the Safaris. He also wrote the song "Image of a Girl," and we have a show coming up at Leisure World out here. It's going to be an 800-seat theater in March 5th, and so that's going to be unbelievable. And so I've been singing with them, and we stay kind of busy. It's more like on the West Coast for acapella. We do acapella doo-wop, and Marv Rosenberg was the founding member of the Safari, so I'm lucky enough that he and I met. I met him through a couple of guys that sang with him on the T.J. Lubinsky shows, and I was just kind of fooling around. We were getting together once a week, just kind of singing, doing. I love acapella, and I love doo-wop music. So we had sort of how they have these get-togethers across the country. I think mostly on the East Coast they have these get-togethers where they have doo-wop societies and groups where people come out on a weekly basis, and they kind of just form little groups. They don't perform, but they get together once a week, once a month, and they just sing. And so basically I was just into it to the point where it was like a hobby for me, and we were just singing once a week. I was singing with Charlie DeComo and Nick Kroll and a bunch of other people, and wound up having Harris Levy come out, who wound up performing on the T.J. Lubinsky show, and then Harris wound up introducing me to Marv. He was like, Marv, wants to get back at it, and he'd been, I guess, kind of in retirement for a while, hadn't been singing. He's a psychiatrist, and he's has a practice that he has out here, and then So not only do I get to sing with the guy, he also gives me great psychological advice.
Is there a big difference between West Coast doo-wop and East Coast doo-wop?
According to the guys that I sing with out here, there is. And I think the only difference is that for some reason, they don't know a lot of the songs. It's really weird to me. Like, they don't know, like, songs like, they don't really know the Jive Five. They don't know all their stuff. Like, I love singing Never, 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 in our set. They're like, yeah, but no one knows it out here. I'm like, yeah, but it's an incredible doo-wop song. I know it wasn't one of their bigger hits. Everyone knows. So when we announced, that we're going to sing Never, 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 we joke around with it. Has anyone ever heard Never? I just never. They do this kind of like shtick about never hearing the song. And then we do it, but we also say that, the Jive Five had a #1 hit with My True Story. And then that's how we kind of like announced that song, just to kind of give people an idea, because everyone knows My True Story. That was a huge hit all across the country. But there's certain other songs. Please Say You Want Me, for some reason, isn't like a song that they recognize. Although to me that's like a doo-wop anthem. So yeah, I'd say that it's just that the West Coast guys, I guess, some of the music didn't travel this far west.
Well, when you think of the West Coast, there's very few groups other than the Penguins that you can really say were doo-wop groups. I mean, I know that there are plenty of them, but the Penguins are the only ones that come to my mind real quick. Whereas on the East Coast, you have so many. All of the New York groups are basically doo-wop.
I think there's a group called, I know that the Paradigms, right? They come out of Bakersfield, California.
Okay.
I think they had a huge hit. What was their huge hit?
Diamonds and Pearls.
Diamonds and Pearls. Yeah, that's a West Coast group.
Okay. Again, basically one-shot wonders or one-hit wonders, other than the Penguins, who had a few, but not as many as they could have, as compared to all of the New York East Coast groups.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. That's definitely for sure. You know what? If you had my dad on the phone, he would be able to. My dad's like a doo-wop encyclopedia, a walking doo-wop encyclopedia. Next time, if I do have another time where I'm on the phone with you, I'm going to ask him, and I'm going to get exactly, I'll get the full rundown for you on the West Coast question, because you've asked me that before, but I'm going to be prepared next time.
Well, I haven't had a chance to talk with your dad for a while since before he got sick, but hopefully we're going to get him back on the air with us before too very long also.
I'll set it up. No problem.
Okay. Well, before we do anything, it's time to have one of your songs that I know that you are definitely going to be singing in Greensburg on the 12th. Tell us, how did you happen to come up with your version of Cara Mia?
Well, I learned Cara Mia. Well, I learned Cara Mia because Cara Mia was a huge hit in 1964. So when I was born, my joke is, that I learned the song when I was in my mother's womb, and my other shtick is that I actually came out singing Cara Mia. But no, it's been a song, I've loved that song my whole life. You grow up, you hear a song, and I love Jay Black's version. I love my dad's version. My dad recorded the song, and I could hit the high falsettos in that song, so I felt like I could actually do the song justice. And I sang it in Delaware, and we recorded it, and I have it on my CD, and I can't wait to hear it on the radio.
Well,
awesome.
If you would play disc jockey, we will play it for our listening audience right now.
Hey, this is Lad Vance, and this is Cara Mia.
As you know, they announced my dad is Kenny Vance. Kenny Vance is actually the founding member of Jay and the Americans. And the next song that we're gonna do, I actually learned while I was in the womb.